Everyone, welcome back to yet another project video. In this project, you're going to build your own AI art generator from scratch, including the business logic. So this is how our finished project would look like. All the images which you can see, we have generated with the help of AI. So that's all we're going to explore one by one, that how we can design such an amazing interface, including the business logic, how we can write the prompt. That's all I'm going to show you in this particular video. So the very first section we have in our application, when anybody comes to the home page, this is what exactly they will see in the home page. We have the navigation bar, we have the logo, and we have different menus. So user can go to different pages like generate page, history, like, and account. Then we have this profile section. I'm already logged into the application, so you can see my email ID. You can see how many credits I have, because if anybody wants to create images, they have to buy credit, because initially we are providing 3 free credits. So this much credit I have, they can buy it, or they can simply log out from the application, which will do that. So this is how our hero section would look like. You can see the logo, you can display the model which you are using, and here we have the search bar where user can simply type and search all the images generated by different users. So all the images which you can see, that's all generated by different user. You can simply click here and you can able to have the details. You can simply copy the prompt, you can copy the URL of the image, you can open in here, and you can able to see the details that who exactly created this, what model we have used, because in this project we are using 2 different model, V3 and V2. So user can switch between the models. You can see the ratio, you can see the quality, you can see the style type, and you can see the creator. If you want to download, you can simply click on this and you can download that. If you want to delete, you can simply click on this and you can delete. If you want to unlike, you can simply unlike and it will be unlike, but I want to like it. So here we have like this. So that's how we can find the details about the image. So if I want to open this one, I can able to see all the details. I can see this looks good. I can click here, I can see the huge prompt, and I can explore and I can do that. This is how we can explore about the images. Now let's come back to the search bar. If I want to filter any particular image, I can do that very easily. For example, I want to find about the flying. So I'll type flying and it's going to simply filter. So it's going to filter it out and it's going to give me all the images which has this flying keyword in it. So that's how we can use this filter. Now comes the interesting part. You can see we have different tabs here because we have different ratio image we are allowing user to generate. So we can generate in the form of reel, YouTube, or Instagram. So if you click on this YouTube, you will see that these many images we have generated for YouTube because it has a different ratio. If you go to the Instagram, you will find that this is the image we have generated with the Instagram. So we have different ratio and different sizes we are providing. Looks good. And now comes to the model. So if you click here, you will find that currently we are activated V3 model, but you can switch the model. So if I come back here, we have different model V2. So if you click on this, it's going to reload the page and it's going to give you all the images which is created by V2 model. So currently our V2 model is active and you can see this is the image we have created with the help of V2 model. So if I click on this, it's going to give you the detail. So it's the old version. That's why you can see the image is little distorted, and you can see that because in V2 model we can generate up to 5 images. So you can see all the images we have generated with the help of this V2 model. You can see that, and you can simply click to download whichever you want to download, or you can simply like it, and we have liked it. So this is the image we have generated. If you go to the YouTube and if you come back to the Instagram, this is what we have generated here. You can able to see and explore all the images we have generated with the help of V2. Because in the V3 we can only generate 1, but in V2 we can generate up to 5. So that's how V2 model looks like. So let's come back in and let's switch back to V3 because that's the advanced one we have. And that's all the images we have generated with the help of V3. So that's how things will look like in the home page. Now come back to the generator. If I click here, I can see this is where you will land, and you can able to give your prompt. You can give the tag. You can select the model which you want to use for generating the art. If you select V2 model, it's going to give you a couple of options. So you can select number of images which you want to generate. So you can select by this. You can pick the ratio. So we have 3 different ratio which we are allowing. So you can go with any ratio and allow the user to generate the image which we'll use. So let's come back to the V3, and in V3 we have little more option. So it's give you the style tab, that which type of styles you want to generate, like vivid or natural. So you can pick that. You can go with the different sizes like reel, Instagram post, or YouTube. So these 3 options you will have. So let's generate with this help. So I'll select this one, click here. select this vivid, or you can simply go here. There's no problem in that, but I will go with this one because this one is more futuristic type of look you will have. Then I will go with this one. Once I have done the selection, now I have to give my prompt and tag. So this is the prompt which I have generated with the help of ChatGPT, and it's about future space, and I have to give the tag. So I'll say man space. You can give as many tags as you want. There is no problem in that. And now you have to click on this generate, and it's going to activate our AI model. You can see we have a beautiful loader which generating the image at the background, and once the generation will complete, you're going to have your image. So just give some time. And finally, we have generated our image. This is the prompt which I have typed, and this is what we have got as an output. It looks beautiful. I talked about the space, man, and some kind of futuristic look, and that's what exactly I have got. If I want to download it, I can simply download it, and if I want to like this image, I can simply like it. I can click on this like, and I have liked this one. Okay, close this one. So reload the page. Now you can come back here, and here you will find all the images which you have generated. So this is the YouTube images. That's all you will find. If you click on the reels, here you will find all the images which you have generated for reels. So if you go all the way down, this is the one which I have generated. If you can click here, and you're going to have the details about the images. So that's beautiful tab system we have built here. If you come back here on the top, we have the Instagram. You can click here, and you can see the image we have generated with the help of for Instagram. So that's also you can explore. So this is how anybody can come and generate the images. Looks good. So we have seen the V3 model. Now let's look at the V2 model. So we can click here, and from here we have to select the number of images we want to generate. So the maximum limit is 5, because if you go beyond that, it's going to create a problem, and it will take too many requests in the backend in the API. So we'll select number 4, and I want to go with the ratio is this one. And here I have to give the prompt. So this time I will give the same prompt which I have to copy, and I have going to save the same tag. So I'll say black man space. You can type as many prompt as you can give the tag. Now you can simply click on this generate, and this time we are using V2 model for generating our image. So this process will take a little bit time. Just wait, because it's going to generate 4 images for us. And here you can see we got our images. It's generated these beautiful images. It's give you 4 images, so you can click and you can go to different images which generated by our AI model, and you can simply select and download it. You can copy the prompt, and you can able to have more details about this, or you can simply like this particular model, the image we have generated. So we got it. Simply reload the page, and you will see the image will reflect here. So this is the one we have generated earlier. You can simply go to the tabs. This is the one we have generated just now, and you can see Instagram. So I'll come back here, select here, and you can able to see the images generated beautifully. This looks absolutely incredible. So that's how we can generate the image with the help of our AI model. I hope you guys have understood. The V3 model is quite futuristic, and it's absolutely amazing. Now what I will do is, you have seen that how you can generate it. Now let's come back to the history, and here you will find all the images which you're going to generate. So currently V3 model is active. That's why you can able to see all the images we have generated with the help of V3 model. So you can see this is the dog, fish. So all the art which you will generate, that's all is going to reflect here, not anybody else. Like in the home page, you will find all the user will generate, but in the history page, you will find you can go to different tab, different model, and you can check, or you can do the filtration as well. So you can type fly, and you can able to do the filtration. So that's what we have here. So that's how our history page would look like. Now if you come back to the like, here you will find all the images which you have liked. So that's all going to be reflect here. So if I come back to the home page, and if I want to like any particular image, so I'll go with this one. So I'll simply click here, like it. If I click on this like, it's going to like it. And now if I come back here in the like page, you will see that image will reflect here. So this is the image, we got it, we just liked it. If you want to unlike any image, you can do that. All the images are beautiful. So let's do with this one. You can simply click unlike, and you have unlike the image. Now if you reload the page, you will see this data is gone. So every single thing is dynamic, and it's real time. So that's how our like page would look like. So that's what we have in the like page. Now if you come back to the account page, here you will find all the different plans which we are selling. So you can see we are selling 3 different plans: Max, Pro, and Starter. In the Max plan, they can have up to 500 images they can generate. In the Pro plan, they can generate up to 300, and the Starter plan, they can generate up to 50. So if anybody wants to buy credit, you can see that currently I have this much credit in my account. So if I want to buy like more credit, I can simply click on this buy credit. It will take me to the Stripe payment gateway. So here we are in our payment provider Stripe, and this is the image and the description I have given. I hope this is the logo you guys are familiar with. Then I have to simply give the email. So I'll call it the chain coders. That's the one I will select. I will select the name. So I'll say Daulat Hussain. I have to pick the credit card. So we are using the test one. So this is the card number which you have to type 424242. And for the CBC, you can give any number, like make sure to be into the futures. And for the CBC, you have to say 123. And you have to give the card holder name. So I'll say Daulat. And from here, you have to select the billing address. So currently I have set this pricing for dollar. You can set it for any currency as per your currency, or you can set in multiple currency as well. There is no problem. So I'll come back here. I have to select United States because that's the currency I have selected. And for the address, I'll go with the dummy one. Select this dummy one. Now I can click on this pay, and it's going to make the payment. And once the payment will complete, we're going to have more credit in our account. So just wait. Once the payment will complete, the credit will reflect in our account. So the payment is processing, and here the payment is completed. We redirect here and we finally got our. So make sure to reload, and if you can come back here, you can see we got 500 credit. Earlier it was 17. Now we have 2294 credit. So if you want to buy more, you can simply come here and you can able to buy more credit. So that's how our application would look like. It's absolutely powerful. It looks absolutely stunning. So that's how we can buy credit and we can generate more image. Now what I will do, I'll simply click here and I'm going to log out from the application. So once I will click on the sign out, it's going to log out from the application, and you can see I'm redirected to the login page. But if you go to the home page, you will see the images back in the background, but you can't able to have the access of any one of the service. First, you have to create an account. If you already have your account, you can simply log in. So if I want to log in with the same account which I was, so I have to give the email ID and the password. So I'll say the chain DERScoders@gmail.com, and what I will do, I'll simply type the wrong password, and the moment I will click on this login, we'll have a real-time authentication, wrong credential. So if I want to have the access, I have to give the right password. So it's my test account, that's why I'm showing you my credential. So this is the very weak password which I have said. Now if I click on this login, I will be logged into the application. Now I have the access. If I click on here, I can see the credit I have. So that's how anybody can log in. If I want to log out, I can simply click on log out and I'm logged out with the application. You can go to any pages. This is the only component you will see. First you have to log in, then you can able to have the access of any one of the feature we are providing. So let's get and create an account this time. So I'll click here, and here you have to provide these 4 details: name, email address, password, and password confirm. So first I have to provide the name. I'll say Daulat. Then I have to give the email ID. So daulat@gmail.com. I have to give the password. I'm going to set the same password, and I can set the same password. Or what if I'm giving the wrong password? There's no confirmation. So we are doing this real-time validation. So if I click on this sign up, it's going to give me this warning that the password is not matching. So I have to simply provide the exact password. Now if I click on the sign up, we're going to have this. So it says that username or email already exists. Okay, so I have to change my email ID. So I'll say 92929292, or I can click on the sign up. This time I have to change this Hussain and click on the sign up, and it's going to make a call, and finally we have created our account. So we are doing 3-step validation. You can see the email and the number of free credit you will get. So when you will create your first account, you will have this free credit. So once you use your free credit, after that you have to buy credit. So let's come back here and use this particular credit. So if I come back to the history, you will see that I have not generated any image for this account. So that's why it's empty. If you go to the like section, we haven't liked any picture with this account. So if I come back here and if I try to like any particular one, so I'll click here, I'll like this image, and this image will be reflected here in the like page. So here we got it. You can click and you can able to have the details, or you can download the image. So that looks fine. Now let's come back to the generate. So if you click here, you will have the same option. So I'll say boy playing in the field. I'll say game game boy, and you can select the model. So this time I'm going to use daily 3, and this time I will use this nature, and I will use a different size. So in this time I will go with this one, and I can click on this generate, and it's going to make the call to our AI, and it's going to generate the image. Once the image will be generated, you will see it will reflect in our application, and we can able to see and download it. And finally, we have generated this image. Looks absolutely incredible. You can simply download it, and we can simply close that one and reload the page, and you will see every single data is got updated. So this is the one we have generated. It looks absolutely stunning, futuristic. You can simply like it, and it looks incredible. Click on it, like it, and we have liked it. Now if you come back here in the Instagram, we haven't generated any one, but if you want to see in your credit list, you will have 2 left. So let's close this one. Now let's write the prompt. So we'll say boys working out in the field, and we'll say the tag is going to be boy, because that's the focus keyword we have. And we can come back here. This time I'll go with this one, and this time I'll select this, the Instagram one, and click on this generate, and it's going to generate this beautiful image which we can utilize in our social media platform. So just wait. So we have generated that one. You can see it looks absolutely beautiful. You can come back here, reload the page, and here we got it. So if you come back here in the Instagram, there is no one, but if you come back to the reel, this is the one we have generated. You can simply click, and you can able to like and copy. If you copy this URL, and you can share with your friend on Instagram or anywhere. So that's what you can share. How? So looks good. Now let's see how many credits we have. This time 1 credit is left. Now let's create the last one. After that, we're going to see something else. So we'll say mouse flying, and we'll say animal, and I'll select the same one, DALL-E model, and this time I'll select this. Actually I can go with this one and click on generate, and it's going to make a call to our API, and it's going to generate. So just wait. So here we have got our image. It looks beautiful. Big eye, you will have wings, and you can see it's flying in the air. Now you can simply come back here, reload the page, and you will see we got all that. So this is the mouse, this is the YouTube, and this is the reel. Looks good. Now if you come back here, you will say 0 credit, and now you will have this particular option called buy credit. Now you cannot able to generate. You can give all the instruction, but you cannot able to generate. So you can click here, it will take you to the account page. If you have to buy the credit, so I'll buy 10 credit, like 50. So I have to make the payment $10. I'll say go with this one. I'll say share, and I can simply make the payment, say no, and the payment is processing. Once the payment will complete, you will have the credit. So last time we have bought 500 credit, but this time we are buying 50 credit for $10. So just wait, let the transaction get complete, and we will be redirect here, and you can see we have successfully bought the credit. Reload the page. Now you can come back here, and you can see we got favorite credit. Now you can simply close this one, come back to the generate. You will have an option to generate. So every single thing is working fine. You can see how we have built this entire powerful product, and that's what exactly you're going to build in this particular project. You can select, and you can pick different models. So we have this 2 model, and it will automatically refresh and change the data in every single place in our application. So you can pick the model, but I will go with the V3. It looks incredible, and this looks powerful. Now let me show you the responsiveness, because this application is ready for everything. So I can simply do the inspect element, and you can see that's how our application is going to look on this screen size. But the moment I will narrow down, you will see this is how it's going to look on a mobile device. So we have nice footer navigation. You can simply click, and you can go to the different section of our application. So you can come back here, and here we are in the generate section. You can go to the history section. Here we are in the history section. That's how it's going to look. If you come back to the like section, this is how our like section would look like. We have a futuristic look. You can click on this account, and you will be in the account section. From there you can pick all the details. You can simply click here, and you can able to see all the details. Looks absolutely great. So close it up. Now you can come back here, and you will see that we are in the history, and we have created this particular image. You can go to the different tab. This is the one we have generated. You can go to the different tab. If I simply log out with the application, you can see, and try to log in. So I can see this is how it's going to look. It's 100% responsive. Now let me give the email ID. So I'll say coders.com, and I can simply click on login, and it's going to log into the application, and you will see that looks good. We have this 2 column. If you go to the 3rd column, that's how it's going to look. We're going to have 3 column. So we have used the grid system in our project. You can go to the different section, and it's going to automatically fit based on the screen sizes. Got it? You can simply click here, and it's going to have the details about the images. If you click here, and you can simply click on the image, you're going to have the details. So the cart section is 100% responsive based on the screen. So every single thing looks absolutely incredible. I hope you guys will enjoy, and you can see that what exactly we have built and what exactly you're going to build in this complete project. So it looks absolutely incredible. It's 100% responsive. You can simply click here, and you can change the model, and here the model is changed real time. You can go to the different section, and that's what you can see here. So I hope you guys have understood that what exactly coming up in the project and what exactly you're going to build. This is one of the projects which you have to include at the time of AI, because we have this AI model and we have to utilize it in our day-to-day project. So that's what you're going to learn in this project, that how you can build. So if you want to delete, I don't want to delete this one, so I can do that very easily. So I can come back to my history, and I'm going to delete the other which I have generated with the V2 model. So let's come back to the home page, because these are the good images. I want to delete the bad one. So I'll change the model, and here you can see this is the image we have generated. If I come back to the YouTube, this is the cat we have, but this not looks that great. So I want to delete this. So I can simply click on this delete, and it's going to simply delete that. So just click delete, and here we have deleted the image successfully. Now if you come back to the YouTube, you will see it's gone. We have only one. It's gone. If you come back in the home page, you can able to see there is no image, but if you come back to the history, you will see it will not reflect here either. It's gone. So we have successfully deleted. So every single thing is working absolutely fine. I hope you guys have understood that what exactly we're going to build. Now let me take you through the entire code structure which we're going to design it together for building this particular project. This is the entire code we're going to write for building our application. So I have divided the entire application in 3 parts. First, we're going to build the entire backend. We are using Node, Express and MongoDB as a backend. So in that, we're going to build our controller. We have the authentication controller, we have the post controller, we have the user controller. In that, we're going to write all of this function which you can see. So if you come back to the authentication, we have multiple function. If you come back to the post, in that we have multiple functions. So that's what we're going to build it. This is the controller. Now we have the middleware. First, we're going to know and learn how to handle error. Then we're going to learn about the token, because we have to authenticate user and we have to send the token back to the user browser to authenticate. So we're going to learn about the token and middleware. Then we're going to learn about the models, that what data we want to store in our MongoDB server. So these are the data I'm storing, but you can add as many data as you want as per your application requirement. So this is the post model. Then we have the user model. In that, we are keeping the name, email, password, and we are keeping 3 credit as a default, but you can change this to 1, 0, is totally up to you. And here we are making the relation with the post, that how many posts a particular user have created. So this is the model we have. Now we have the router. So we have multiple router. This one is for the auth, this one is for the post, and this one is for the user. So all of these routes we're going to build. Now we can come back to the upload. So all the files we have uploaded, that's what we're going to store here in this upload folder. So you can click here and you can see all the images we have generated. You can able to see all the images I have generated during the testing. So that's all you can see here. And that's all we're going to upload in our upload folder. Then we have the get, which you don't need to worry about it. Then we have this config file. In that, we're going to keep all the environment variables. So currently this particular URL is activated where we are storing all the images. Okay. And this is the credential I have for the test purpose. I have created this. If I come back to the index file, here we have the entire server setting. We're going to do it. So we're going to add more code. This API will work absolutely fine. But when we're going to connect to our front end, we're going to do a little bit modification. So first we're going to build this entire API. Once we're done with the API, after that, we're going to build our front end. This is the front end, we're going to build it. Once we're done with the front end, then we're going to connect this API and the front end, and we're going to use the AI model in our connecting. So that's what we're going to build. So if we come back to the front end, in that you will see we have this multiple component. We have the global, we have the page, we have the CSV icon. So all the icons which is already provided to all of you guys in the startup file. So simply download it. In that you will have this 3 folder. In that you will have all the startup which you have to get before we start coding this project. This is a CSV file. Here we go to build all the logic. We have imported all the component and we are exporting from here. If you come back to the data, in that we are using some data and displaying in our application. So we have the account data, we have this account, we have generator, we have custom, we have feature, we have Instagram, we have reel, we have YouTube. So all of this data have given, which we're going to utilize it when we're going to start working on our front end. So this is the data section we have. We have the page section. So we have multiple pages: account, generator, history, index, like, login, and here we have the app configuration. You don't need to do much here, but we're going to do it for our global authentication and the buying feature. We're going to add more feature here. So this is the page section we have. We have the public, in that you will have the entire CSS file which we have coded. So you don't need to code the CSS part. We're going to work on the front end, and this code will be already given to all of you guys. So you can simply do the modification based on the color as per your requirement. So this is the main file, this is the CSS file, and here we have the logo. So this is the logo which I'm using in the project, but you can use your own logo. Make sure to give the exact name, but change the logo. And here we have the blockchain coder logo. Now I'm going to simply close this one, close this one, close the asset, close the public, and we have the styles. We have already seen this is the global CSS file which we have connected with our app and main folder. So we are importing the CSS file, and here we have written some custom classes for loading and all. That's all you will find here. If you come back to the environment variable, we're going to use a couple of environment variable. We're going to use our OpenAI environment variables right up here. So that's why this is the syntax we use for declaring the environment variable. That's all we're going to define it here. Then we have this get ignore. We don't need to do any customization in the config file. And this is all the packages we are using in our front end. So we have a different packages for backend. We have different packages for front end. Font, Axios, Ether. We have Next, React, React DOM, Drop Zone, Hot. So we have a lot of packages, which we're going to do a couple of modification here as well. So this is our packages and file, and it will work absolutely fine. So if I come back here, if I open this one, now if I get into this particular folder, that's why I have decided to break down the entire application in 3 parts. And this is what exactly we follow in the industry. We first build the backend system, then front end, and after that we're going to bring every single thing together in the connecting folder, which is going to be the 3rd part. So what I will do, I'll first come into in this particular folder, the front end, and now I can simply install the packages and I can start working. This is the static data we are using in the application for testing and building. So if I type cd dev, hit enter, I'm into this particular directory. Now I can simply install the packages. So I'll say npmi and hit enter. It's going to install all the packages we have defined right here in the packages and files. So we have successfully installed the packages. Now we're going to simply clear our terminal and type npm run dev, and it's going to start our application. But in this we have the only front end part. So if I come back to the application and if I reload the page, you will see that our application will work absolutely fine, but there is no functionality is available. So these are the static data I have used, which is coming from our JSON file. So there is no feature we have included. You can simply go to the different tab, everything would be working absolutely fine, but we haven't included any feature. So this is the front end. You can go to different pages. You can see it will look exactly same, but we don't have any feature. And we are using static data in this. You can go to account, every single thing is same. You can click here, it's going to open, and you can simply close it. So this is the static component we have used. Looks good. Close this one. And you can simply test the way I'm doing it right up here in the front end. Like when you will get the final source code, you can simply download it and you can simply come into this particular folder and you can simply test with the static data. You can even check this particular API as well, because this one is also working fine. So if I come back here, open it up, I'm going to simply close this one, and now I have to get into the API folder. I'll say cd API, hit enter. So I'm into this particular directory. Now I have to install these packages which I have here. So I have called backend, so I'll simply type npmi, and you can see it's working absolutely fine. It's going to do the installation of all the packages we have installed successfully, and now I have to simply start my backend. So this is the command which I have to type. So I can come back here, and here we have the script. I can simply type dev. So I'll say npm run dev, and it's going to start our backend. You can see our backend is successfully running because I'm using the same backend which I'm currently using on the actual project, the same backend. So our application is started. If I want to get the data which we have created in our backend, in our server, I can get that very easily. So this is the extension I have installed, like Postman. I hope you guys are familiar, which allow you to do the testing of your API right in your VS Code. So you can use the Postman app, but I'm going to use this one because I prefer this more. So I'm going to simply click on this Postman. You can simply come back to the extension and you can simply type Postman, and you will get this particular extension. This is the one which you have to install. So I have already done the installation. That's why you can see I am getting this option. So make sure to do that. I have opened this Postman. Now I can able to make the request on the API endpoint. So if I come back here, you can see if I click here, I have already made a couple of endpoints. So if I want to get all the posts, I can simply hit this particular endpoint. So I'll say click here and I can make a request. So the moment I will do, I'll get all of this data. You can see the API is working fine. I'm getting all the posts. So you will learn every single thing that how you can build an application. So you can able to make a request. You can do based on the user. You can see all the endpoint we have built. So everything is working fine. Like this is the API, this is the front end, both working fine. And here in the connect file, we have the final code which you have seen just now, which we have tested. And this is what exactly you will get when you will take the very final code. This is what exactly you will get: API, front end, and the connecting folder, which is the final source code. So once we're done with the API, once we're done with the front end, then we're going to bring it together and we're going to connect in our connecting file. Now we can come back to connecting, and in that you will find the final source code we have just tested. So this will be not there in the final source code. So let me delete that one and let me remove this. Now we can remove this as well because this will be not there in the final source code. And this is what you will get. So we have two type of different environment variables. So this particular one for front end and this one is for the back end. We have two different environment variable. So we have the API. You can see this is the entire code we have coded in the API section. That's what all you will find here. Then we have the middleware. That's all the same middleware we have. This is the same model we have, and this is the router we have built. That's all the API you will find here in the API. And we have the component. So all the front end code which you can see we have in the component. This is the data we have taken. This is the image. We don't have anything in here. We have the same pages. Then we have the public folder. We have the same assets which we have built. Here we have the style. In that we have built the global style file. And here we have this upload folder. So all the upload of the images we will do, that's all going to be here. So we have recently uploaded a couple of images. That's what you can find here. So you can click on this upload and here you will see. You will learn that how you can generate this title, this name for the image. So you can simply click here and you can see this is the image we have generated. So all the images we have generated, that's all you're going to find it here. You can see all the images we have generated. That's all is getting stored in our upload folder. So all the images which I have generated and done the testing, that's all you will find here. So simply close this one. Now here we have this utils. In that you will find the functions we have built. So there we're going to make all the API calls. All the API calls we're going to make it here. So we have different packages. So we are using OpenAI, Nextjs. I'm just importing my environment variable for OpenAI and you have to use your, I'm not going to show it. And here we have some extra function for generating the name of the images for a multiple image endpoint. We have the registration, login, logout, check auth, like, dislike, image generating with v3, v2 model. We have the get all images, get user images, get single, delete, and buying credit. So all of this function, all the API calls we are making right here in the utils, and all we are doing simply exporting this function and using in our application. This looks good. If I come back to the config file, you can see here we have the same endpoint we have built. So you have to give this, and here you have to paste your own URL for the MongoDB, which I will show you how you can do it. And you can keep this data or you can simply change it. It's totally up to you, because this data will define that how long the user going to be use the cookie which we're going to send for the authentication. So we have set this for 90 days, and that's what exactly we follow in the industry. And here you have to give your localhost. So currently we are testing on localhost. That's why I have given this on localhost. But once you will deploy your application, you have to change it and provide your domain URL here. I'll show you how you can get this. Okay, just wait for MongoDB. And if you come back to the environment variable, I simply open this one, and here you have to provide all of this. Obviously, I'm going to hide this particular key. I'm not going to show it, but you have to generate your own. So you have to paste your key here only. You can keep it as it is if you are testing on locally, but if you are testing on any remote server you are using and deploying it, then you have to use your domain URL. Here we have given the name of the domain. You can simply change it as to your, because when the user will download the image, this is the name they will have, then they will have the username. So we are doing our branding. And here we have the URL for Stripe payment gateway. So we have 3 different plan: Max, Pro and Starter. So you have to open Stripe, and from there you have to generate the payment link, which I will show you how you can do it for multiple plan. So currently I'm running this 3 plan. So I have generated this 3 URL for payment from Stripe. So currently we are running 3 different plan, and that's what you can see. So if you're testing locally, you can keep it as it is, but when you will deploy, make sure to simply change the endpoint with your domain name. And here we have the plan. So when the user will purchase the credit, 500 credit in the Max plan, Pro plan has 300 credit, and Starter has a 500 credit. So you can easily do the modification here, but you can keep as it is. Okay, all you have to do is to get your OpenAI key, because that's very important, which help us to generate the images. I hope you guys have got an idea. I'll show you how you can get the payment link from Stripe, and you have to get your own. Don't use my. No matter when you are working and building this project, you have to use your key and it will work absolutely fine. So this is our entire environment variable we have. I'm going to simply close it up. Now close this one. Here we have this index file, and here we have built all the logic for starting our backend server and the frontend in the same URL. And for that, I'm using this next handler server. So this will start our frontend and the backend on the same domain, which is 300, or you can set in the environment variable. Okay, that looks good. So you don't need to make any changes in here. So this is what exactly we're going to build in the project and what you will get in the final source code. Now let me show you that how you can get your own environment variable. So first come back to config file, and you have to get your MongoDB URL. So what I will do, I'll come back here, go to type MongoDB, hit enter, and this is the very first link you will find. Simply click on that and it will take you to MongoDB. It's a very powerful platform which allow you to store data and create your backend. So you can simply read about it. I have used in multiple projects, so make sure to try it. So it's absolutely free to start, so make sure to create an account and get it. So once you will get into your account, you will have a similar interface like this. So I'm into my dashboard, and you can see I have created a bunch of project, and this is the one which I have created where we have all the data. So if I click here and if I show you that we are getting all of the data right up here. So I'm into this particular project, the image AI image art. I can go to the browser collection, and there I can able to find all the details about the users who will create their account and the post. So currently you can see I have created 20 posts, more than 20, and here you will find all the user will create their accounts. So you can easily able to control their detail as well here. So we are storing the password of the user in a hash format, so you cannot able to access their account. So we have all of this. Looks good. So make sure to create your own. So to create your own, you can simply come back here. I can go back here in the project section, and there you will find all the project, and you will get an option called new project. So simply click here, new project, and you can simply come here. You can give a name. So I'll say Gym AI. I'll simply copy this one, and I can simply come back to my code, and here we have this one. This is the app name, so you have to simply replace just the way I'm doing. Okay, now click on this. Once you're done with that, it's going to ask you for creating project. Simply click on this create project, and it's going to create the project, and it's going to allow you to register your username and the password. So just wait, and here it's ask you to create a cluster. Click on this create. Now you will come back here. Here you have to pick your location. So I'm from India, so I'm going with this Hyderabad, but you can go with a different plan. So we have M10 serverless or a free one, so I'll go with this free one, and I would suggest you to select the free one, and I'll just keep it as it is. And these are the information, we don't need to do much. I'll simply click on this create and deployment, and here it's going to ask me for this authentication. So I'll select this one, traffic lights, and click on this next, and now I have to select the crosswalk. So let's select that, verify. So now you will get an option to connect. So once you will click on that, you will have this option connect to cluster. So you have to create a username and the password. So I'll call this AI. I'll go with AI Daulat. So I'll simply copy this username. I can come back to my code and I have to simply replace it and provide it here. Now I'll simply go with the password. So I'll select here. I'm going to select the same thing, AI Daulat, copy that one. And this credential is very important. You have to give it exactly the right credential, otherwise it will not work. So once you give that, now you have to click on this create user. Once you do that, now you will come at this section, and from here you will get the string which you have to use to connect. So this is the string which we have to get. If you don't have node install or npm install, make sure to install that. But in our project we don't need to do it. All you have to do is to simply click on this, copy, and that's what you have to replace here. So I'm going to simply select this and replicate this. I'm going to simply comment this one, and I have to simply provide this newly created one and paste here. So we have changed our database. You can see our database changed. You can keep it as it is. This one is also fine, but when you will deploy on internet, make sure you have to provide the domain URL. So that's the only thing you have to do here. This is how you can get your database string. Now you can simply close this one. Once you're done with that, you can able to see your project. Now you have to change your network setting. So you can come back to the network, and there you will find that you have to change it, edit, and you can access this to click here and click on confirm. So now anybody can access, or you can access from any IP address. So just wait, this process takes little 30 seconds. Once the process will complete, now you are ready to use this. So finally our network configuration is changed, and now we can able to access our application with any internet or any IP address. So that's the only thing you have to do. Once you get here, come back here, and this is what I have. So we got that one. Simply close this one. Now come back to the environment local, and you don't need to do any changes in here. The only place you have to do is you have to get your own OpenAI key, and this looks fine. You don't need to do any changes if you're testing locally, but if you deploy your application, then you have to change the URL, and you have to get your own Stripe payment key. But this looks fine. Okay, now let's talk about the OpenAI first. So you can come back, close this one, click on API, and here you can come back here and you can able to see. So API references, click on this, and finally I'm logged in with my OpenAI account. You can see the logo, and I can simply playground right up here, and I can able to see all the feature which is unlocked. So I can come back to the uses, and there I will find the uses I have done in the API. So when you will create your account for the very first time, OpenAI will give you $5 credit, which is enough to build the application. But when you will deploy your application, make sure to increase your limit. Okay, so if you have already created your account in your OpenAI, then this $5 credit might expire. So you should use different API, different internet connection to create your account, or different email ID, so it might give you. Okay, now you can come back to the API key, and now you have to generate your own API key. So click on this new, and here you have to give the name. So I'll say AI image. I'll go with the default setting, but if you want to restrict any action, you can do that, but I will go with the all settings and click on this create secret key, and it's going to create your secret key. I'm going to simply copy this one, and that's what I can simply provide here. And make sure you should always check this credit, because sometime if your account got expired and once you generated this credit, it might not work. So you have to check. Got it? Once you got your API key, now you have to get your credential from Stripe. So I'll come back here, and I have to come back to the Stripe. I'll say Stripe. I hope you guys know what Stripe is. So this is the one of the popular payment gateway which you can use in your project to receive payment. So make sure to create an account, and I'm going to do the testing on the test network. But if you want to activate, make sure to give all the document which they want to ask you, and you can able to simply activate your account and receive. But we are testing on the test mode. So once you will create your account, you will have the similar interface like me. So I have already created my account, and I'm simply logging it, and here I'm logged into my application in my Stripe dashboard. It's take few seconds. So currently the test mode is activated, so you can see all the payment which you will receive here. Now to generate a payment link, you can simply come back here, and from here you can able to generate the payment link. So you can simply click on this, and you can give the whatever title name you want to give. You can simply upload your logo. I'll go with this one, and you can simply give a description, and from here you can choose your currency. But when you will verify your account, they will give you multi-currency option as well. So right now it will tell you to pick from your country. So I'll go with like something like United States if you want to pick it. And from here you can set the price. You can set the limit, that how many time user can purchase it. That's all you can decide. So I'll go with something like, let's say 50. And you can set the more limits, like you can set the more additional fields. So I want to take the name as well, and you can simply, that's all you can see. This is how it's going to look, the page, and you can simply create, click on create. When you will verify your account, when you will actually run the real account, it's going to give you more option, but it's give you good for testing purpose. Okay, so we have generated our payment link. So you can simply copy this one, and once you're done with that, you can simply open a new tab, and you can see this is how anybody user will see once the payment will complete. Now the payment link is generated. Now we have to do one thing. So we can come back in our Stripe dashboard, and now we have to redirect the user once the payment is completed. So we can come back here in the edit mode, go to the edit mode, and here we have an option called after payment, what do you want to do? So you can simply come here, you can check and select multiple option from here. So I'll click here in the after payment, and I will redirect the user to a specific link. So click here, and you can simply come back here, and this is the link we have generated. So you can simply copy this one. No, not till here. Okay, make sure you have to give the exact name which I have given, because if you want to change the name, then you have to do the changes in the code as well, but just go with the exact name. Okay, so simply, so all you have to do is to simply copy this one, and that's what you have to provide here, and simply click on update, and you have updated. Once you're done with the update, now you can simply copy that one, come back to the code, close this one, and here we have options, go to the data. Inside the data we have this features, not features, and then we have this payment link, and that's how you can simply replace. If you want to replace the pricing, that's all you can simply replace here and do the editing as per your requirement. So that's how you have to do, and make sure to do the exactly the same thing for all the plans which we are providing. So we have 3 different plans, so we have to generate 3 different pricing. Got it? Once you save it, now you can come back, close this one, and you can simply come back to the application. It looks good. Now what I will do is I'll simply start the application. So we have done all the necessary changes in our environment variable. I hope you guys have understood. In our local variable, so things looks pretty good. Now we are ready to start our application. So all they'll do, I'll simply close this one, close this one. Actually we have to get into this particular folder, so I'll get the name, I'll open the, bring it up. Now I'm going to simply stop this one, let's bring it up, and now I have to get into this particular folder. So I'm into this particular folder, and I'm using this particular node version. So I'll type node node-v. Make sure to use the exactly one, or you can use the old one as well, there's no problem. But if it's create any problem, make sure to upgrade to this. If you check this npm version, I'm using the latest one. Okay, now I can simply type npmi for installing the packages we have. So here it's doing the installation. Once the installation will complete, you can able to find all the things we have here. So we have done the installation. Now all you have to do is to start the application. So here we have in the config file, and you can see this is the command we have to run. Simply clear up the terminal, type npm run dev, and it's working fine. So we have started the application. Our local port looks good. Now you can come back here. You can simply ignore this one because some of the packages have the old version, and I'm using the latest node version, so it's giving me this warning. Simply ignore this one, and you can see here our application got started. If I come back to the home, you can see we have no data here because we have connected with the our new database. I can simply click here, and I can click on the logout, and I can be able to create my account. I have changed the database, so I have to create an account obviously. So I'll use this, say Daulat, I'll say the email daulat@gmail.com, 12345 12345, very strong password. I'll click on this sign up, and it's going to log me in this application, and there's no data is available. If I click on it, you can see I've got the credit, so everything is working fine. If I come back to the generate, I can write the prompt. I'll say boy doing gym, and it's a boy, then we have gym, and I can pick this model, this, and I will go with this one. I can click on this generate, and it's going to make a call, and this time everything would be fine, because this time we are using the key which has some credit. So when you are getting any error, make sure you have to check your OpenAI credit, and here you can see we got our image back and everything was working fine. You can come back here and you will see the image you have created, and it's all the features are working fine. You can simply click and you can like and unlike, so everything is working good. So this is what exactly we're going to build. I hope you guys have understood that what exactly coming up in the project. Make sure to download the starter file. Every single thing is provided to all of you guys, and this is what exactly you will get in the final state. So I hope you guys have understood that what are the replacement you have to do when you will get the final source code. And if you have any question, any doubt, definitely do let me know in the comment section. So this is what exactly we're going to code together. I hope you guys have understood that what exactly coming up in the project. And you can come back to the blockchain coder. There you will find all the resources which I have already provided regarding this project and other project we have on the channel. So you can come here, you can check all of that project we have, and the starter file is also given here. And I have launched this particular course. A lot of students have already enrolled in it, so make sure to check this one. You will learn complete blockchain development, you will master royalty, you will master one of the biggest web3 setups, you will learn to build 5 different contracts which are going to come together in the same marketplace. You're going to have a couple of crash courses. So that's all is given. All the materials are given in the source code section and all the startup files. So make sure to come and get it so we can start coding together. So with that, I'm ending this video. Hope you guys have understood what exactly coming up and what exactly we're going to build it. So have on with it. Bye bye.